Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Selena Hart, and I'm so honored to be here with you today, guiding you through the cosmic tides of June 5th, 2025. If you're a Scorpio, someone with strong Scorpio energy, what you're feeling now isn't random. It's sacred. You're stepping into a new energetic current, one that is softer, more fluid, yet deeply transformative. I know you've been holding on to layers, emotional echoes, old fears, past relationships that once defined you. But those layers are beginning to fall away like autumn leaves on a quiet breeze. And what's left behind is spaciousness, room for renewal, for unexpected blessings, for your intuition to finally speak louder than your doubts. Trust what you're sensing right now, even if you can explain it. That flicker of knowing within you, it's real. You don't need to figure it all out today. You simply need to stop gripping so tightly and allow yourself to be moved by the energy that's already working in your favor. Let this be the day you breathe deeper, soften your inner resistance, and say yes to the wisdom that lives just beneath the surface of your awareness. And as the energy of this day unfolds, Scorpio, the universe gently brings you back to center. There's a sacred rhythm to everything, now one that doesn't rush or force, but instead calls for patience, balance, and trust. You may feel the urge to act, to fix, to define, but the deeper invitation is to pause. This is not a time for extremes, but for gentle integration. Your inner and outer worlds are realigning, and what once felt chaotic is slowly blending into something harmonious. Let things mix, settle, and find their natural flow. In matters of the heart, there may come a moment of choice, one that nudges you to examine what truly matters. A connection, a desire, a truth you've kept quiet. It rises now, not to confuse you, but to help you clarify what love and alignment really mean to you. The answer won't come from logic alone, nor solely from emotion. It will arise from that place within you, where soul and self meet. Trust what feels expansive, honest, and life-affirming. You're being asked to choose not just a person or a path, but a version of yourself that is ready to love more wisely. Professionally, your persistence is paying off. You've been showing up quietly, doing the work, even when recognition felt far away. Today marks a quiet turning point, an energetic green light. What you've been crafting, studying, or preparing is now gaining traction. Progress may still come in steady, measured steps, but there's movement. Stay committed and know that your discipline is creating tangible results. Emotionally, something heavy has been dissolving. Pain you thought would never fully leave is finally losing its grip. This is the subtle but powerful healing that happens not when we try to rush it, but when we allow ourselves to simply be with what is. You're no longer defined by the wounds of the past. You're beginning to feel lighter, more open, more whole. And from this space of renewal, new beginnings are blooming. A fresh spark, whether it's an idea, a person, or a shift in your own creative energy, is lighting up your field. It's asking for your attention, not with urgency, but with excitement. Follow that spark. Let curiosity lead. This is not a repeat of the past, it's something entirely new, and it holds the potential to change how you see yourself and your world. Finally, the sense of completion is unmistakable. You've reached the end of a chapter, and the universe is gently closing the door behind you, not out of loss, but out of love. Ahead lies a broader horizon, one filled with expansion, recognition, and soulful alignment. Celebrate this cycle. Honor what you've walked through. And prepare, Scorpio, because the next version of your life begins now, and it's ready to receive the whole radiant you. When it comes to your finances, Scorpio, today is a reminder that real abundance is built on intention and discernment, not on chasing quick wins or impulsive risks. The energy around money right now favors those who plan with care, who take time to examine the fine print, and who honor the process as much as the reward. You're being called to slow down and be methodical in the way you approach your resources. Whether it's budgeting, investing, or preparing for a new opportunity, the universe is watching how you tend to what you already have. Wealth doesn't always appear in a dramatic flash. It often arrives quietly through consistent effort and aligned choices. That said, don't be surprised if a small, unexpected financial gift or opportunity crosses your path today. It may not seem monumental at first, but its timing will feel uncanny, like a wink from the cosmos, affirming that your patience has not gone unnoticed. Treat it as a signal, not just a reward. It's a sign that you're in harmony with a larger flow, one that honors your ability to stay grounded in moments of uncertainty. This is also a time to distinguish between what's truly valuable and what simply distracts. It's tempting to react to pressure by seeking shortcuts, but the stars are encouraging a deeper wisdom, focus on sustainability over speed, on longevity over excitement. The choices you make today, especially around money, have the potential to echo well into the future. Protect your energy by choosing quality over quantity and by aligning your spending with your values. Your lucky numbers for today are 8, 13, 21, 34, 47, and 59. Let them serve not as magical talismans, but as quiet reminders that the universe speaks in patterns, and today, it's speaking to the part of you that knows how to build not just wealth, but stability, grace, and peace. Scorpio, this is a time when your relationship with money asks for mindfulness and maturity. The stars are not pointing towards sudden windfalls, but rather rewarding the slow, deliberate work you've been putting in behind the scenes. Pay close attention to the details, whether it's budgeting negotiations or planning your next investment. It's the small, intentional steps that are building something durable beneath the surface. Still, don't be surprised if a modest yet meaningful financial gift finds its way to you, a refund, a discount, or an overdue payment arriving at just the right moment. These little signals are the universe's way of affirming your discipline. Stay alert, but not anxious. Caution is wise, but fear is unnecessary. This isn't about rushing toward quick profit, but about laying down roots for lasting abundance. Trust that what you're planting now will bear fruit in divine timing, especially if you stay aligned with your values and inner wisdom. In the realm of love, Scorpio today brings a soft breeze of renewal and invitation to let go of the old narratives you've held about connection, trust, and vulnerability. Whether you're single or deeply entwined with someone, there's a shift happening in how your heart wants to show up. You're no longer interested in surface-level attraction or the kind of love that demands you shrink yourself to feel safe. Instead, your soul is seeking something real, something that sees you not just for the passion you carry, but for the quiet truth beneath it. You may find yourself unexpectedly drawn to someone who doesn't quite fit the pattern you're used to. This connection won't dazzle with perfection, but it will resonate with depth, presence, and authenticity. If you're in a relationship today, it's less about grand gestures and more about simply showing up for one another. It's about putting the phone down, slowing the pace, and offering your full attention. Sometimes the most powerful way to say, "I love you," is through silence, through being there, not to fix, not to impress, but to witness. Your emotional radar is heightened now, and that means you can feel the subtle shifts, the undercurrents in someone's tone or body language. Let that guide you, but don't overthink it. Love at its truest doesn't ask to be dissected. It asks to be lived. If fear creeps, in fear of being hurt, misunderstood, or rejected, meet it with compassion, not resistance. Your heart is wiser than it once was. It knows how to protect itself without closing off. And today it just might be ready to open again in a softer, stronger way than before. In your professional world, Scorpio, the diligence you've poured into your work is beginning to speak for itself. You've been consistent, focused, and quietly building something of substance, and today that effort may be met with acknowledgement or even admiration from someone in a position of influence. Whether it's a supervisor, a colleague, or a potential collaborator, there's a recognition of your integrity and skill that's long overdue. Some of the delays or friction you've encountered recently are starting to dissolve, making space for smoother progress. Stay open, especially to opportunities that come from unexpected places. A message, an invitation, or a subtle nudge could lead to something promising. Don't underestimate the value of your ideas. This is a powerful time to breathe life into a personal project or take a step toward a new direction that reflects who you are becoming. The energy favors both learning and leadership. So whether you're taking a course, mentoring someone, or simply refining your craft, know that every small action is part of a much larger wave of transformation. Trust that your path is unfolding with purpose, even if it doesn't follow a straight line. Balance is your sacred medicine today, Scorpio. Your body is whispering what your mind may have been too busy to hear. A return to the basics is what will restore your strength. Clean water, deep sleep, and the kind of stillness that nourishes the soul. These are not luxuries, they are lifelines. If you've been pushing past your emotional needs in pursuit of productivity, the stars now ask you to pause and recalibrate. This is not about retreating from life, but about restoring your inner rhythm so you can meet life with clarity and vitality. You may find solace in simplicity, a quiet morning with no agenda, a mindful breath before your next task, or even a solitary walk among trees where nature can mirror back your own quiet power. Meditation, journaling, or grounding practices are especially potent now, helping you clear the static and come back to your center. Remember, healing doesn't always look like dramatic breakthroughs. Sometimes it looks like finally giving yourself permission to rest, to feel, to just be. Your resilience grows stronger in these silent moments, and today offers the perfect space to begin again. There's a quiet shift unfolding in your personal connections today, Scorpion, that you may sense before you see. Someone close to you, perhaps a family member or an old friend, is beginning to view you through a softer lens, recognizing something in you that they may have overlooked or misunderstood in the past. This subtle change in perception can open the door to healing conversations and reconnection, not through grand explanations, but through presence, honesty, and a willingness to simply start fresh. Don't be surprised if a message arrives or a familiar name resurfaces. These moments are not coincidences. They are invitations to release past tension and meet one another with new eyes. You don't need to revisit every old wound, just showing up with a calm heart. And clear boundaries can be enough to transform the energy. The emotional maturity you've cultivated is your greatest strength here. Trust that kindness, even when quiet, holds more power than defense ever will. Let this be a day where understanding replaces old assumptions, and where peace begins with your willingness to be open. Energetically, you're most aligned today with those who meet your depth with grounding and sincerity. Cancer, Virgo, and Capricorn are especially supportive right now. These signs complement your intensity with emotional resonance, practical wisdom, and steady presence. Interactions with them may feel nourishing, intuitive, and effortlessly honest, offering the kind of connection that doesn't require explanation to feel understood. On the other hand, be mindful in conversations with Aries or Aquarius. While these signs bring boldness and innovation, their fast-paced or detached approach may clash with your need for emotional nuance and depth today. Misunderstandings could arise not from ill intent, but simply from speaking different energetic languages. Stay centered in your truth, and if tensions emerge, choose to listen rather than react. Remember, compatibility is more about frequency than zodiac, so trust the flow and protect your peace where needed. Today, the color that holds your healing frequency is soft lavender, gentle ethereal hue that mirrors the inner transformation you're moving through. It speaks of quiet awakening, emotional restoration, and the subtle magic that comes when you allow yourself to soften. Wearing or surrounding yourself with this shade can help soothe any lingering tension and open space for creative flow. It's the color of spiritual clarity of dreams, finding their way into form, and of intuition, blooming in stillness. Let lavender remind you that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers with grace. Let this be your anchor today. Scorpio, I release the past, embrace the present, and welcome new beginnings with grace. Speak it softly or write it down as a quiet declaration to the universe. This mantra is more than words, it's a conscious permission slip to free yourself from old narratives and step fully into the now. Every breath you take is an invitation to begin again, not with force, but with reverence. Trust that what's behind you no longer holds power unless you carry it forward. And as you repeat this affirmation, feel the weight lift, the space open, and the light return. You are not who you were. You are becoming something braver, softer, and more whole. And as we close today's sacred space together, I want to leave you with this gentle truth. You are not behind, you are becoming. Everything you've been feeling, releasing and awakening to, is part of a greater unfolding that your soul has been preparing for. You don't have to rush the process. Just keep showing up, softly, honestly, and with trust. I am Selena Hart, and it's always an honor to walk beside you through these moments of reflection and realignment. If today's reading touched something in you, know that it's because your heart is ready to receive more clarity, more peace, more love. You're not alone in this journey, Scorpio. The universe is holding you in ways you can't yet see, guiding you forward with quiet precision. Until next time, stay tender with yourself, listen inward, and never forget your energy is sacred, your timing is divine, and your path is uniquely yours to walk. I'll see you soon. Keep shining